Just as they're about to investigate inside, a chilling sensation of being watched overwhelms them.
Why are you still investigating? It doesn't make sense. Oh my God, this is why people die.
I don't think this love for me. I don't think you doing for me.
7 creepy Randonautica adventures caught on camera. So I don't even know what Randonautica is like that, but somebody did recommend this video to me. What I'm understanding about the app is that it's kind of like a Pokemon Go where you say, I want to take an adventure, and then it gives you random coordinates that you go to, but sometimes you could see a body, you could see something illegal happening, somebody's waiting for you, so it's very unsafe, but let's see what's happening.
Please go.
Are you actually trying?
Hello? Sir? Ma'am?
Can't really put my finger on.
Bro, I don't care.
Joe and Rob.
I'm not an adrenaline junkie, so I don't feel the need to go visit random places where somebody could take my life over an app, especially when it's like these coordinates are coming from an application. The application is ran by somebody, brother. I'm good. I don't feel the need to get out of the house that bad. Not gonna lie.
The duo behind the YouTube channel Urban Ghosts Urban Exploration are known for their gripping adventures through abandoned places and their deep fascination with the paranormal. In recent months, they've dipped into the strange and unpredictable world of Randonautica, using the app to guide them to mysterious and eerie locations they wouldn't have explored otherwise. In one particularly chilling video, Joe ventures out alone after setting his intention with the app to be taken somewhere haunted, and it seems the app delivered exactly that.
You see, I'm not going to pick up my phone, go into an app that's going to send me somewhere that's haunted. Obviously, some people have that desire in life. I do not. There's only one place that I've ever gone that really truly freaks me out. It's this abandoned aerosol factory. I've done a photo shoot there for when I had my clothing business. And then back when I was in high school, we used to go there just to like smoke and be kids and stuff like that. But I will never forget the day that we went up there to smoke. The roof almost collapsed. One of the kids that I was with almost fell through the roof. Would he have fallen through that roof? He was done. It was over. He was gone. And plus we were all, faded. So it was just like, wow, this is the dumbest thing that we've ever done. Nobody got harmed, so it's cool, but it's still not a safe place to go to. You have a bunch of homeless people in there. You see needles all over the place. I've heard of people getting robbed there. It's not somewhere that I would particularly go now. It is what it is.
It just seems like really ominous here. I can't really put my finger on. What was that? Well, that's a bird now, but oh my gosh, you guys had to have heard that. Before that bird, there was something like...
As Joe begins filming, giving viewers a brief explanation of how unsettling the abandoned building feels, something behind him catches his attention. A large, ominous-looking gate appears to move on its own. He quickly grabs his camera and tripod to investigate.
No, it didn't move on its own, bro. There was something right behind him. I could be tweaking, but it looked like there was something right behind him.
As Joe begins...
Oh, no, it was just dust particles. It looked like somebody, though. I'm not gonna lie. This looked like something or somebody. I might be tweaking, but just when it's moving slowly, it looks like somebody.
Begins filming, giving viewers a brief explanation of how unsettling the abandoned building feels. Something behind him catches his attention. A large, ominous-looking gate appears to move on its own. He quickly grabs his camera and tripod to investigate, but finds nothing out of the ordinary. Laughing it off, though clearly uneasy, Joe continues deeper into the site.
But
there's
why?
An abandoned building right here, and there's this gate.
You see, this is the type of shit that happens inside of horror movies that the people end up dying. If you already have a bad feeling and you already heard some shit going down, I'm out of there. Why are we still exploring? There's no reason to. And don't call me a pussy. Don't call me a pussy. I'm just smart. I know how to keep my life alive. You know what I mean? I'm not an idiot, bro. Y'all are moving real dumb. If I hear something bash up against that gate, all right, it's haunted. Goodbye. Like, I'm out of there, bro.
Oh, wow.
That gate does look sick.
What is that? There's nothing back here.
The lines on it and shit.
Still trying to make sense of the location, Joe pauses to say a short prayer before using the Necrophonic app an audio tool commonly used by paranormal investigators to attempt communication with spirits. What comes through the speaker takes him by surprise.
I still don't know what this is saying. I thought I heard devil. The fence! What about the fence? What about the fence? Run.
Midway through the session, Joe begins to hear what sounds like someone creeping up behind him. Faint voices seem to whisper from the bushes. He cautiously checks the surrounding area, but again, there's no one in sight. At that point, Joe decides he's had enough and leaves for the next Randonautica location.
You're going to the next location, which you just didn't learn your lesson. You just didn't learn your lesson, bud. You deserve whatever happens to you, honestly. I understand that some people really enjoy this type of adrenaline rush. They're like, yes, we're going to places that are haunted and abandoned. I believe in ghosts. I'm not going somewhere that's haunted or abandoned. Well, abandoned, that's a different story. But haunted, you're not gonna catch me somewhere that's haunted. That's just not happening. It's not in my DNA.
In the video's description, Joe hints that this might be his final solo Randonautica outing. And honestly, it's easy to see why.
Yeah, that would be very
You never
smart.
really know what or who you might encounter when you're out there alone.
There's no
If you're
reason
into
to go on your
authentic
own.
paranormal exploration, definitely check
This dude kind of looked like a bigger version of Elon Musk. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I am not wrong, brother.
out Urban Ghosts Urban Exploration. Their content is some of the most compelling and unnervingly real in the paranormal community.
Number 6.
Jasko, also known as Yasinko on YouTube, is an American content creator widely known for his deep dives into the dark web, paranormal encounters, and all things unsettling. Recently, though, he's taken a new route, exploring the world through the unpredictable and eerie Randonautica app. For the past couple of months, he's been venturing out during the day to various random locations.
I feel like this app is worse than the deep web or the dark web. Low key. Like, I could be wrong. I've never had any experiences on the dark web. Thinking about the dark web compared to this, yes, you could get hacked on the dark web. You can be tracked on the dark web, whatever the case is. But with this app, you're giving your location services over to this app. That's then sending you to places that you probably shouldn't be going. In turn, you are in physical danger when you are using the app. But on the dark web, yeah, you could be in physical danger, but more or less your identity is more in danger. Because if you get hacked, well, that's on you. You kind of did it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that makes sense, but y'all let me know.
Documenting his experiences for his growing fan base.
I just see like a leg sticking out. It's a person.
Oh, nah.
Yo, should we do? Call the cops. Probably.
While making their way around the back of the mall, they stumble upon something disturbing. A figure lying motionless on a concrete platform, unsure if the man is...
This is exactly how the factory that I went to looks, bro. I swear to God. This is exactly how it looks, but it's just more weathered. So like the roof is falling apart and shit. It's crumbling.
Sure if the man is injured or worse. They consider calling the police, but instead they cautiously approach to see if he's responsive.
Hello? Sir? Ma'am? Hello? Hello? It doesn't look like he's breathing.
It can't be a real person. YouTube would not allow this if it was a real person.
It doesn't look like he's breathing.
One of them gives the man a light nudge, and to their shock, he suddenly sits up, coughing and staring at them with a dazed, unsettling expression. Without hesitation, Jasko and his friend bolt, sprinting back to their car in pure panic.
What? Oh no. Bro!
As they slam the doors shut and prepare to drive off, the man begins walking toward them. Fortunately, they manage to pull away safely before anything more can happen. According
Nah, but you know what? I'm just not even going to nudge him. I'm just calling the police. I'm gonna let the police deal with that, brother. I'm good. You could say I'm a piece of shit for that. I am not. I'm really not.
to Jasko's viewers, the man appeared to be under the influence of something, and many speculated the situation could have taken a much darker turn. Whether the man meant them harm or was simply in a bad state, one thing's for sure. This is another chilling reminder that Randonautica doesn't always lead to harmless adventure. Steve Ronan knows better than most just how terrifying Randonautica adventure.
Did y'all see that? Where am I going? Why am I going into the middle of the forest? This is the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life. Why am I going right into the middle of the forest? This is bumblefuck, man. You get caught out here, you get lost, you're done for. You're sleeping in the woods tonight.
Just how terrifying Randonautica adventures can get tanned, he warns others not to take the app lightly. In one of his most unsettling experiences, he and his friend Josh decided to use Randonautica with the intention of manifesting something dark and twisted. The app responded with directions that led them deep into the woods. As they made their way through the trees, a strange flickering light caught their attention. Following it, they discovered a pentagram ominously painted on a tree already, a clear sign that things were about to get unnerving.
Do I believe in ghosts? I do believe in ghosts. It's not something I take lightly at all.
But that was only the start. Randonautica soon directed them to an abandoned house. Shockingly, the same mysterious light reappeared, hovering with them inside. No matter how close they moved toward it, the light never changed in size, ruling out any chance that it came from their own gear. At exactly 16 minutes and 50 seconds into the video, the light drifts behind an object in the backyard, confirming that it was entirely independent of their equipment.
Nah, man. Get out of there. The first moment that I see a goddamn pentagram painted on a tree, dude, I'm turning around. We're going home. Good one. Good joke. I'm good. You should do a reaction to proof ghosts are real or something like that. I'm definitely down, ski.
Then comes one of the creepiest moments. As they scan the outside of the house, a ghostly figure suddenly becomes visible in a window screen, what appears to be a pale face and two hands pressed against the mesh.
We're using an app called Randonautica.
The police suddenly arrive, their voices booming through the silence as they order Steve and Josh to step out and explain what they're doing there.
Nah, bro.
If you ever decide to try randonauting, most people recommend going during the daytime.
Hell yeah.
It gives you better visibility and a stronger sense of safety.
It is.
Thankfully, musician Lissy Coma followed that advice. She not only went out while it was still light, but also brought a friend along for the experience. That turned out to be a smart move. When they reached the coordinates, they were startled to hear eerie, chant-like sounds coming from inside one of the buildings nearby. What made it even more—
But this whole area looks abandoned. I'm not gonna lie. This is a cool little shot. Back in my day, okay, my heyday, I feel like maybe I would have been down to explore some of these houses and buildings, but like not go through the entire thing. Just being in the center of this little area would feel very scary. I wouldn't feel safe because some random person could just run out of any one of these buildings and have the intent to harm you. And again, if you want to call me a bitch, go for it. I am. I'm not scared to say that.
Nearby. What made it even more unsettling was the fact that they were in a remote area, surrounded by what appeared to be a cluster of completely abandoned structures.
It's sick though. It looks sick. Okay, if I heard that, I'm turning cheek and running. But it's either some animals, which it doesn't really sound like animals, I'm not gonna lie. It does sound like a cult kind of chanting or something. You can never put that thought out. You know what I mean?
Dude, this is weird. I feel like they're doing a ritual. This is not a game. This is when we get murdered.
Judging by the expressions on both of their faces, that disturbing moment was enough to bring their Randonautica journey to an abrupt end. Lissy later shared that during their time there, they never saw a single person entering or leaving the building where the chanting came from. And based on her TikTok content since then, it seems neither Lissy nor her friend have gone randonauting again.
I mean, I wouldn't either. You literally just ran into a cult. What if they went into the building and it was literally just people surrounded, and then in the middle there's a goat just bleeding out? Brother, what do you do at that point? Because they're probably not letting you go. They're not just gonna let you scot-free. Hey, see you later. That's not happening. What do you do?
Rose is a young mother who typically shares wholesome TikTok content, including clips featuring her newborn. But one evening, she decided to go randonauting with a man presumed to be her partner. If you're familiar with the Randonautica app, you'll know it's generally not recommended to use it after dark. Strange and sometimes terrifying things tend to happen, and Rose's experience was no exception.
My f***ing God, Michael, let's go! Please! Bro, I'm scared. Get out now!
But you see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you're giving permission to the app. Basically, now you're a GPS. Who knows if this person is hired by the app to really freak you out, or whatever the case is. But like, how would Randonautica just know, yes, let's send this person to this area and something like this is gonna happen? They don't. This doesn't make much sense to me, how something just so creepy is going to happen the moment that you pull up, bro. What are we talking about?
Upon reaching the location the app directed them to, they were immediately startled by the sight of a man holding a knife, screaming at the top of his lungs. Understandably shaken, Rose urgently asked Michael to drive away. He hesitated at first, but eventually hit the gas, trying to put distance between them and the threatening stranger.
But I bet you don't hear about the flops though, how many people go somewhere and nothing happens. I mean, that's true. There's always gonna be those situations where nothing does happen, right? But I would rather keep my life safe and be a lazy fuck and be at home on my computer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just good. I don't feel the need to be exploring. I don't feel the need to be doing any of that shit. We're still on this one? I thought we were moving on.
Please go!
Are you actually crying?
Go! He's scaring me!
We tried to drive off and saw another guy not far behind him pull out a gun and point it towards us. What? What?
Michael, I'm so scared.
He had a gun, he had a gun, he had a gun.
What the f?
That dude had a gun.
But things only got more intense. As they were driving off, Michael noticed another man in the rearview
All right,
mirror.
bro.
This one appeared to be armed with a gun. Panic set in, and they sped away from the scene as fast as possible.
These two people could have just known that they were going into like a dead end area, and they could have just been trying to rob them or doing something really bad to them, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be off the app. It's more about going out into a very quiet area in the middle of the night. Weird people are out, bad people are out. You never know what could happen to you.
Afterward, many of Rose's followers reached out to check if the couple was okay and to ask whether they had contacted the police.
Why are they doing this shit
there were
at
two
night,
guys.
bro? People just like to do stupid things at night. People like to get adrenaline rushes until the adrenaline is gonna get you killed, essentially. That's why a lot of people who do free climbing, a lot of people who do skydiving, like, they're not thinking what could go wrong in the moment, right? Somebody who's free climbing could just fall, and if you fall, you're dead. If you go skydiving, your parachute doesn't open, you're dead. People don't realize how quickly that they could die. So people just like to get the adrenaline rush. They like to do things that they shouldn't be doing, and then it's GG's.
One like probably 50 yards behind the one dude.
and we thought it was a gun, so we sped off and ducked our heads. So
In response, they confirmed that at least one of the men had a knife, and both were acting erratically. Even more disturbingly, one of them kept yelling the word paradise over and over again for reasons unknown. Whatever the true nature of the incident was, it serves as a chilling reminder of why exploring unfamiliar locations, especially at night, isn't always a good idea.
Number 2, we're getting
A
closer to
Mexican
the
man
end.
named Chris Flores decided to try out Randonautica one night back in July. The coordinates the app provided led him to what appeared to be the outskirts of a small town.
Not to be locationist, right? But why would you do this in Mexico? Why are you doing this in Mexico? You already have enough danger around you. There's no reason to be doing this in Mexico at all.
Once there, Chris quickly realized the area was being used as a kind of shelter or living space by the local homeless population. Not even a full minute into exploring, he stumbled upon something truly heartbreaking.
Cartel people are cool. You go tell them that.
Lo que yo esperaba.
Let's see what happens to your head after that.
Que llegamos
He gonna find a body for sure.
a un campamento base de
Anybody in here
indigentes,
understand Spanish?
al parecer. Hay un
The cartel are people too. Yeah, they're people who actually chop heads off. They're actually people who chop What type of conversation are we having right now? Do you guys have you guys never seen any of those videos?
desmadre. Pero nada más.
He found a base camp. Okay. Sensitive content. He definitely found a body.
No mames.
He definitely found a body.
A la mierda. Hay una persona.
Chris discovered what seemed to be the body of a homeless individual lying in the grass. Out of
GGs.
respect, he didn't share any graphic footage, but the expression on his face said it all: complete shock and sadness at the sight of what he had found. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time Randonautica has led someone to such a grim discovery. Many might remember that it was a body found in a black suitcase in Seattle that first brought serious attention.
Yes. I don't know if anybody has ever watched this. This was a Randonautica video too, or from a Randonautica search as well. Bro, they found this suitcase washed up on the rocks. They opened it. There's a body rotten in there. Just rotten. And I'm pretty sure that this was in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Either Florida or California. One or the other.
To the app. How or why Randonautica continues to guide users to such tragic and unsettling scenes remains a disturbing mystery.
Number 1. This
A
better be
YouTube channel
crazy.
called Exploring with Eric uses the Randonautica app to uncover the scariest place they've ever encountered, and it absolutely delivers.
The fuck
The
is
app
this?
leads them down
Is
a
this Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What's going on here?
long, isolated dirt road lined with eerie signs, one of which appears to be a warning. Although Google Translate struggles with the exact phrasing, it's said to claim that the property belongs to a dangerous witch who watches trespassers at all times. As they continue, they come across 2 fences covered in disturbing balsam scorched, others missing limbs, seemingly remnants of black magic rituals. The chilling display seems like a deliberate message, and the sheer number of dolls suggests someone spent years collecting them. It's unsettling enough to wonder if the children who once owned them might still be nearby, in the worst possible way.
Hey, yo.
At the road's end, they discover 3 life-sized mannequins dressed in ragged, outdated clothing. While they might resemble scarecrows, upon a decrepit shack, which gives off the impression of a holding cell rather than a home. Just as they're about to investigate inside, a chilling sensation of being watched overwhelms them, prompting them to flee the scene. Honestly, given the circumstances, running was probably the smartest thing they could have done.
Why are you still investigating? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you know that this place belongs to a witch, why the fuck are you still there? Get out. Oh my God, this is why people die. This is legit why people die. It makes no sense to me. Shout out Shivers in the Dark. That was a banger. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a good video right there.
I don't think this love for me. I don't think you the one for me. I don't think you see me when you fucking up all in your dream. I don't think you got trust for me. Just ain't what I see.